Okay, well I'm about halfway. Well, I don't know. About halfway. No, not quite. Slightly under halfway. But yeah, sorry, maybe I'm slightly halfway along, sort of thing. And done like that. So it's not the best container, but we can always do it again. That's power of science, reproducibility. If it's reproducible science, you can do it again and again and again and again, and go from that semi-qualitative to qualitative. Eventually you end up being in the predictive or part of the zone sort of thing. Anyway, I've noticed something with this, apart from the fact that this, after being in there more than 20 years, is starting to do that breakdown thing. It's starting to fall to bits because it's polyurethane and it's cyanide moieties, and yeah, it's starting to break down. Okay, so put the adjustment key in there and thing in there. I know it's old. It's the only thing I got from Keith, but I cherish it, even though I seem to be almost throwing it around, but I am getting old in years myself. As we head towards our goal of finding out what's so special about Australia, why we're the saltiest continent on the planet, large slabs of turpentine, had the largest copper mine that's ever existed on the planet, and we grow the most CPs, the biggest, the most robust, smallest, the most diverse range. Yeah, there's more diversity here as far as we know, until they start finding things in South America and maybe Africa. We've got the fastest engine in the world, probably got the slowest, I don't know. We've definitely got the smallest now, something that's half the size of your little fingernail. Yes. I would say, isn't it? It's strange how I discovered it on video in the same year that supposedly it was found on a roadside in WA, and it was called by someone who actually lives in Adelaide, as well as someone from WA. And I'm thinking, isn't that just too much of a coincidence for my liking? And you wonder why he's persona non grata, or one of them is persona non grata in this country, for having wiped out a whole Biblis colony in the late 80s, early 90s sort of thing. All our society's expensive apparently, and yeah, apparently we all paid like $50, I think it was, for so many cuttings. I can't remember how many cuttings it was for the $50. I know from our state for a fact that there was, from memory, 53 people from this state actually, and that works out at $50 times 53 people. And from phone calls with Dennis Daly, I know it happened in his state. I assume it happened in Victoria as well. So by rough calculations, the tax office is probably interested in about between 7 and 10 grand. I know at the time, back in there in the late 80s, early 90s, I was quoted that the original books were costing 20 grand to print through the WA University Press, and the third volume I think cost 40 grand, if my memory serves me greatly, and I've been told the correct amount. So, they're the sort of figures that the taxation department probably wants to have a few discussions in someone's lounge room about, because so you pay for basically a book by wiping out a whole colony of plants, only to make more money off those things. So basically you piggybacked up on Mother Nature by wiping out one of her lines. I think I don't think the Aussie Bush, I don't think our connection men would like that too much, knowing that he's done that. And has he put anything back into the, has he set up some sort of foundation? Has he, is there some sort of society in WA? Is there a CP? The thing I asked is there a CP society in WA? And why not? I remember then another story, there's so many anecdotes, and these are just coming out of a few people. I mean, there must be more around there. There was some young chap, I think in his early teenage years, if I've got that right, down the Albany way, coastline down there, went to, being a teenage years, found the local plants around his place, went to sell a few online, I think it was, put an advert out or something, the very next day, apparently, according to the anecdotal story, he had a whole load of goon squads or goons on his doorstep. And I wonder who phoned them up, eh? Maybe it's a bit time for a bit of retaliation, eh? Yes, I think, yeah, a bit of time for retaliation and retribution for having raped the Australian bush over, I suppose it's nigh on 50 years now. So, yes. And why hasn't this person got a greenhouse? Why hasn't this person gone into tissue culture? You know, if they really had the Australian bush at heart, surely they're supposed to be so smart and intelligent. They would have read tons of books and learned how to do their tissue culture themselves. They would be able to afford tissue culture. You know, just picking up nuggets of gold off the ground, be able to buy themselves an $8,000 laminar flow cabinet just like that, and so on and so forth. So yes, I think, as I said, we can only extend Pax Romana just so far to some of these people, and then, as I said, you just have to say the persona non grata. And we're probably going to come out with a few books after they're gone, because, you know, one thing I say, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but they don't say anything about not being able to write anything about the dead, not able to put up photographs of the dead, not able to put up videos of the dead. They just say you shouldn't speak ill of the dead. So yes, so therefore, anyway, that's probably long enough for this clip, and I'll show another one once I finish. Okay.